Hey guys and girls, audio reviews down under back here again. It's been a little while, been meaning to get some reviews done, so here we go today. I've got here today the KZ XHBB PR2, the new Simgot EW200 and the Whizzer Operafactory RS1 Pro. I've also got the new Zeos Render tips I've been using a little bit lately. I'll talk about those as well. Firstly, might as well talk a little about the KZ XHBB PR2. This is a planar magnetic Iem. I obviously haven't got this on the stock cable. This is a TAC Cables Obsidian 8-core cable. It might be I think it might be a 4-core, whatever. But yeah, really love this cable. It's a silver-plated copper cable. I've also got the new Tangsun Kai tips on the PR2 at the moment. I find the Tangsun Kai tips kind of bring that planar treble down just a little bit, so it kind of sounds a little more natural. The only downfall of I've found with the Tangsun Kai tips is it kind of narrows the sound stage just a little bit. But yeah, it's a trade-off on like for trebly Iem'S like planars often are. They do help to tame that treble down a little bit. So yeah, it's So it's kind of a good combination. If you've got a very treble happy Iem, which these are, they're very detailed and they can be a bit much for some people. I EQ them a little bit as well, just kind of to bring the bass up to kind of a more natural note weight, and to kind of also tame that treble down just a little bit more, but still keeping it very sharp, very clean and clear, and very detailed, which these are great at. They're very detailed, and a great Iem for anyone who's looking to try their first planar. If you've never tried a planar Iem before, these are brilliant. I think you can get them for around I think just under $50 US. They come in at, and yeah, you can upgrade the cables and tips on them. They're a great Iem to start off if you want to try some planars. I've also had the original KZ CCA PLA13 since it came out. If I can get a decent shot of that there, but yeah, the PLA13 was KZ or KZ's first attempt at doing a planar Iem. It wasn't tuned nearly as well as a lot of their more recent planars have been, which have been very popular with a lot of audiophiles in like the chi-fi communities. But I didn't mind the PLA13 myself, with a bit of EQ and a bit of power. They actually did sound pretty good. Like, not as good as the PR2, and probably not as good as the PR1 and PR1 Pros, but Yeah, they did have that kind of a KZ V-shaped signature with a kind of a good meaty bass and pretty detailed treble. But yeah, they weren't particularly popular. The next, I've also just got the Simgot EW200 last 2 or 3 weeks or so. I've had them. I've got some latex tips on at the moment, which I got on AliExpress as well. I've also got the trip-iron Zoni cable on them. I'd say they're very close to being almost as good as the Simgot EA500, which is actually my current favourite IM in the kind of 100 and under range, which I collect mostly the budget IMs, and these two have been very good. Like, they've got a very good soundstage, very good detail, great bass, great vocals. Everything is the build quality. You can see the build quality on them is even like they're a full metal shell. For I think they're around $35. I mean, you put a decent cable and a good pair of tips on these, and yeah, they're hard to beat at under $50. Seriously, like, they're probably the best IM that I've personally heard under $50, and probably second to my favourite IM, which is still the EA500, and they're very close behind. I'd say they're close to about 80% of being as good as the EA500, and which the EA500 I just find is just slightly more polished in like the detail, the separation, the sound stage, like the imaging, and the vocals. Everything is just a little more polished on the EA500, but the EW200 is very close. Like, it comes within, like, I'd say 80% of being as good as the EA500 any day. And they're absolutely an absolute bargain for the quality you get in the build, and the sound quality you get from those. And last IM I've got today is the new Operafactory OS1 Pro. It's a bit of a bass head, bassy IM. It's very boosted in the sub bass. It's got a really nice shell, actually. I quite like the shell. This isn't the stock cable. This is the stock cable from another IM. I think it might have even been from I don't know, possibly the EW200. I can't remember, but yeah, I just threw it on this cable just for visual purposes. I don't particularly use this cable too much. I like to stick with my my 8 core and 16 core and other upgrade cables that I buy. They're just a little bit nicer and a little bit they behave a little better. They don't quite have like the stiffness that some of these cheaper cables do. But yeah, the OS1 Pro, Operafactory OS1 Pro, it's yeah, if you like your bass head IMs, these aren't too bad at all. I found they kind of need a bit of EQ and a little bit of power to really sound good. I found them without EQ just a little bit muddy in the bass, but with a bit of EQ, a little bit of tweaking, and the right tips and a little bit of power, they actually scale up pretty well, and they actually do sound pretty alright. They retain that meaty bass, which kind of bleeds in the mids a bit, but I mean, there's I think a $25 IM roughly. I think I got it on AliExpress. Very, very light. I think it's a plastic or resin shell. It's a fun IM. If you're just looking for a fun basically IM, they're perfectly fine. They won't give you loads of detail, but they'll give you a plenty fun kind of a sound signature, and yeah, they'll cram a lot of bass into your ear hole. So if you like that kind of thing, which I don't mind from time to time myself, you know, I like my dubstep and my drum and bass, so they're quite fun IMs to just kick back and listen to a bit of dubstep and drum and bass, bit of hip hop. They have that nice thick bassy signature that you know you want for those kinds of genres. And lastly, I'll talk about the new Zeos Render tips, which I have been using for about the last week or so. I've been mixing the medium and the larges. They're a silicone and foam hybrid, as a lot of people would already know. They have a silicone outer shell, as you can probably tell there. Not the best camera, but yeah, you got the foam inside. And they're quite soft actually. I've in comparison to the Simgot tips, which some people would have heard of, would have tried before these. I didn't like the Simgot tips at all. I wore them for maybe 5 to 10 minutes and never wore them again. They were just way too uncomfortable. But these, even the large render tips, I found pretty comfortable. They're fairly soft, and the silicon, the outer silicon shell is pretty soft as well. I've been wearing the large and the mediums because it kind of just for my ears kind of balances the sound out just a little more, and they're not the best fit with certain IMs. They fit better with other with IMs that actually do fit very well, that kind of snug into your ear. But I've also kind of switched between those and just regular phones, and I think there's not a lot of difference between these and regular phones. I've actually found just the regular phones to be a little more comfortable sometimes, and actually often do seal better than the render tips. But yeah, I think I'll use them with the right IMs. As they are sometimes a little tricky to get like that perfect seal, and you kind of have to bury them right into your ear to get like a really good seal sometimes. But yeah, if you want to try these, they are actually quite comfortable. And yeah, they're nothing like the Simgot tips. The Simgot tips were like shoving a piece of tyre rubber into your ear, basically, which was so uncomfortable. I threw my old Simgot tips out after about a week, and like I've been wearing these pretty regularly, and I haven't really had any discomfort whatsoever. It's just the fit sometimes doesn't seal perfectly, and they can be a little finicky to get like a very good seal, and sometimes it's actually easier to just use foam tips, but they are pretty good tips. I'll say that they're very well made tips, and I'll definitely be using them in future, and on certain Iem'S when I kind of want to switch between silicons and foams. I'll keep using them in the long run, and I probably will get more used to matching them with the right Iem'S and being able to get that perfect seal with them, which is very much a big part of how they work, is getting that perfect seal. I always use all my Iem'S with the little BTR3K and my Truthier Shio, which is out on loan at the moment, with another pair with my EA500s, which I lent to a friend recently. I'll be getting them back eventually, and hopefully I'll have some more reviews coming. I just got the Sennheiser HD6XX. I also got the Theory Audio Ghost, which I've been listening to for the last few days. Just got them not even a week ago, so I'm still kind of feeling them out and kind of going between both of them. I actually really have been enjoying the HD6X a lot. They're going to be my next possible review on this channel. I think I'll do a double review of the 6XX and the Ghost next time. If anyone wants to tune in, don't forget to subscribe and like my videos if you did like them. If you don't like them, fine. I do appreciate any feedback and any support from you guys that are watching. And thanks again for watching. Audio Reviews Down Under out, and like I said, the Simgot and the PR2s, the EW200 and the PR2s are both like great bargain Iem'S. Like you can't really get any better than these two at the moment. Under $50, I'd say. It's really hard to compete with these two under $50 at the moment, I think. But yeah, I mean, that's just my 2 cents. I haven't tried all Iem'S that are out there at the moment. There's a lot I haven't tried, but I'd say they'd definitely keep up with anything in the $50 price range, and they give them a good belting, I reckon. They're I've been very happy with them. And anyway, if you guys decide to try them yourselves, I'd love to get a bit of your feedback as well, and let me know what you think. Anyway, this has been Audio Reviews Down Under again. I'll be back soon, possibly with the HD6XX and the Theory Ghost review in the next week or two, even a few days if I actually get around to it. I don't know, I've been a little bit slack lately, but thanks for tuning in if you do, and I'm out. Have a great week, guys.